This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, the South Island is feeling the immediate effects of the red traffic light setting as numerous events are cancelled. Christchurch police have launched a homicide investigation after a woman was found dead over the weekend. And the Dunedin Octagon was filled with classic cars at the weekend with the Dunedin to Brighton veteran vehicle run. Tēnā koutou katoa, kia ora, I'm Simon Anderson. There's been queues at supermarkets and vaccine centres across the country since the government announced New Zealand would move into the red traffic light setting. The changes came in at midnight and mean an increased use of masks in venues and workplaces, along with capacity restrictions which have forced many major events to be cancelled.
Most major events and competitions have been pulled off the calendar for the near future, following the government's decision to move the whole country into the red traffic light setting.
Even if your part of the country doesn't yet have Omicron, the evidence from overseas suggests that it moves very quickly.
Public events will be limited to a maximum of 100 people. The Warbirds over Wanaka Air Show, which normally attracts more than 50,000, was cancelled for the second time in 2 years. The event was estimated to inject more than $40 million into the local economy. The Masters Games is one of the largest events to be cancelled in Dunedin. 5,000 competitors from across the country were due to take part in February. The already postponed Craft Beer and Food Festival, organised by the Otago University Students Association, has also been canned, and A&P shows across the region face difficult decisions due to no crowds. A number of sporting events in the south appear set to go ahead, but with attendance limited to groups of 100. The Women's Cricket World Cup games scheduled for early March are still going ahead. The government announcement prompted a big increase in demand for boosters and youth doses at Dunedin's drive-through vaccination clinic. Te Kaika Chief Executive Albie Lawrence said on Sunday there was a dramatic increase in the demand for jabs.
Yesterday we had about 443, but today that's more than double. Because of people wanting to come in for boosters post the 11 a.m. announcement from the Prime Minister.
He was grateful to the extra staff who came in on their day off to help out.
The challenge for us is just trying to do that when we're doing child vaccinations, which take a lot longer. So today we had to call in a few other staff to come and open up some other lanes.
The government is aiming to try and limit the spread of COVID-19 while the country still has less than 1,000 cases of the disease. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Christchurch police have launched a homicide investigation after a woman was found dead over the weekend. The 37-year-old woman was found deceased at her home in the suburb of Addington on Saturday night. A scene examination has taken place at the property on Grove Road, with part of a road still cordoned off this morning. Officers were asking residents if they noticed anything suspicious between the late Friday and Saturday night. They're also asking residents in nearby businesses for any CCTV footage of the area. About 40 vehicles from the early days of motoring paraded through the Octagon at the weekend as part of the Dunedin to Brighton veteran vehicle run. This year's event saw a steam-powered Stanley dating back to 1910 joining the rally for the first time.
Polished and maintained to perfection, motor vehicles from over 100 years ago filled Dunedin's Octagon on Saturday for the annual Dunedin to Brighton veteran vehicle run. Among the 40 or so antique automobiles was this single-cylinder Cadillac, dating back to 1908. Built just 6 years after the Detroit-based company first started building automobiles, it's now owned by veteran enthusiast Wayne Nicol.
Quite a reliable old girl, 2-speed, very poor brakes, very slow up a hill and very fast down a hill. but it's a car that we have rallied in the North Island and around the south, and it's a beautiful old car to drive.
While Nicol has a trailer to transport the car around, he says when he does get to drive it, other road users show him plenty of courtesy.
We drove it from Queenstown through to Cromwell and all the peak time traffic, and I must say I had absolutely no bother with the cars. People could see this old car, made way, even stopped the flow of traffic to let me in.
Saturday's crowd enjoyed the display of so many roadworthy veteran cars in one place, and among all the polished chrome and brass ornamented motorcars was a vehicle recently acquired by Alan Familton, which is not powered by an internal combustion engine.
It's got a steam engine under the back of it, directly coupled to the back axle, so it's permanently in gear. You open the throttle, it just drives away. No gears to change, no clutch, lots of benefits back in the day. Theoretically easy to drive, but reality not quite so.
An ardent steam enthusiast, Familton says he enjoys the attention his 1910 Stanley steam car needs while he's driving.
The faster you're going, the harder you're going up a hill, you've got to look after your water a bit more, and then at times, if it's a long hill, if you know how far the top of the hill is, then you stop putting water in and you try and catch up some steam before you get to the top of the hill, and then you put heaps more water in when you're going down the hill.
The rally is now in its 68th year, with most vehicle owners confident that their sputtering Surrey would make it over the potentially challenging hill that separates central Dunedin from Brighton. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whaiakene still to come on the South Today. Dunedin wildlife workers play a kind of Where's Wally with newborn sea lions, and a bird, a cat and a dog make an unlikely trio. See you soon.
Inside are all sorts of innovations from all over China.
Spark your joy with Jazz, the next generation from Honda.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Every day the team at Gillian's supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi there, guess who? You recognise the eyes? Oh, okay, it's a haircut. Anyway, it's Lindsay here from Campbell Menswear. Our 3 stores are carrying on as usual. Despite what's happening in the world, we have got some great stock for you. Personally, I've spent 50 years in this business and we have some excellent supplier relationships. We've got great stock, it's hand-picked, it's here, it's on time, and it's ready for this great summer.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
So, as my favourite cut says, keep calm and carry on.
No mai noa, welcome back. Tens of thousands of Cantabrians packed North Hagley Park on Saturday night for an evening of music and fireworks. The annual Sparks concert entertained with 2 hours of music from local performers, including the Christchurch Symphony Orchestra, followed by the Big Bang finale.
A huge crowd made the most of what might be the last big public event in Canterbury for a while, following the announcement of the whole country moving to the red traffic light setting. Picnic baskets, camp chairs and blankets filled North Hagley Park as people of all ages enjoyed an evening of music. Christchurch City Council event organiser Drew Ehrlich says the family event is a popular one with the locals.
Anyone's invited, anyone can come. It's diverse, it's the music, it's got fireworks, it's got vendors, it's got everything that people can enjoy.
This year's theme was Travelling Through the Ages, featuring plenty of familiar tunes.
The theme this year was picked based off, being in COVID, not being able to travel. So it's travelling through the ages. So all the pieces that were picked are songs that are either huge big blockbusters involving travel, time travel.
Three-time Southland Entertainer of the Year, Shannon Cooper-Garland, also took the stage. Event coordinator Paul Keane says Sparks has a long history going back to the early 80s.
Over the years it's evolved. We used to have another one called Opera in the Park, and there was one stage it was called Starry Nights and evolved into Classical Sparks.
The Christchurch Symphony Orchestra are the stars of the show, having performed at the annual event for more than 35 years.
CSO are top class. Yeah, I think they're rated on the world scale.
The big fireworks finale is another act people were excited to see, and they weren't disappointed. Planning has already started for next year's event. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Dunedin wildlife fans are hoping for a bumper sea lion breeding season this summer. So far, workers are aware of 14 pups born along the Otago Peninsula and 3 born in the Catlins. Counting and tagging began last weekend with many pups hidden along the coast, unlikely to be spotted until autumn. It's hoped the final count will show well over 20 pups born in the South Island this year. Almost 40 firefighters were in action in Matoda on the weekend. Although there weren't any major disasters, fire crews from around the South Island journeyed south to test their skills with the annual Waterways Challenge.
Showcasing the speed and strength needed to deal with emergencies. 38 firefighters from up and down the South Island pitted their skills against one another in Matoda on Saturday. The United Fire Brigades Association Waterway Challenge tests firefighters on how quickly they can supply and use water to combat a blaze.
We have the waterways, that's where we simulate getting water out of the hydrant or a well or a creek on the side of the road. We take it through the fire engine and we put the fire out.
It's one of the 4 competitive events held by the association to help ensure the country has a strong pool of firefighters.
But all these events are designed to make our firefighters better firefighters. When the community calls, we're there to serve the community the best we can, make sure we get the best outcome.
Southern Crews led the results, Wyndham's A-pair winning the 2-person team competition, while Kaitangata were the victors in the 4-person competition. The North Island Waterway Challenge was scheduled to be held in mid-February. In Gore, the South Today.
A lost magpie chick has been taken under the wing of a Dunedin animal lover. Lance White says his new pet magpie is getting on well with the other residents of the house, including a black Labrador and a cat.
Unlikely friends, happy to play together. Dunedin man Lance White has acquired a new pet, a juvenile female magpie called Pie, who he found as a lost chick about 4 months ago. His cat, Crunchy, is getting on well with the new resident, and White says he was happy to take the fledgling into his care.
I haven't had magpie before, but I've had plenty of other birds, and I've helped the Dunedin Bird Rescue and that, rehabilitate ducks and seagulls and that here and then release them.
He says he was initially concerned that his cat, who is used to rough play with his dog, might harm the young bird, but the new pet is fitting in well.
They all get along, the whole 3 of them, magpie, cat and dog, are all best buddies. They sit there and one will be attacking the other and the other will come in and the magpie cleans his ears out and cleans all the eye gook out of them, and same with the cat, and yeah, no, they get on real good.
Pi was originally allowed to fly outside, but there were concerns she might have disturbed native falcons nesting nearby. White doesn't think it was his bird, but has decided to keep his feathered pet indoors for safety.
Because I don't want her to get destroyed just because they think that she's hassling the falcons or anything like that. Like 90% of the people that have met her and that think that she's amazing and awesome.
Despite the new addition, White reckons he's actually downsized his menagerie, but he's always open to rescuing other stray animals should they appear at his doorstep. In Dunedin, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a Central Otago couple passed the baton for a cherished race, and we have the early week's weather for you. Koko ake nei.
Hi, I'm Eden Carson from the Otago Sparks, and we'd love to see all your support down here at the Uni Oval this summer.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Living Well Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hey, what have you got? Okay. Chicks World, party time, excellent. Love it!
Chicks World!
Chicks World!
No mai no, welcome back. The couple behind the Central Otago trail running event are walking away after 15 years in charge. Jamie and Eileen Sinclair started the Great Naseby Water Race Ultra Marathon 15 years ago, but have decided it's time to pass on the baton.
Directors of the Great Naseby Water Race Ultra Marathon, Jamie and Eileen Sinclair, have been coordinating the event for 15 years and know how fulfilling the tiring task can be.
Naseby's evolved over a series of years and a strict learning curve. Yeah, but it's been a hell of a ride. It's been real cool.
The postponed 2021 event was finally held over the weekend. The first marathon saw just 13 runners tackle an 80-kilometre race through the Naseby forest. The event now offers a trail run more than double that distance.
There was no events in the South Island other than the Kepler and the Menswear, and they were miles apart, and we thought we should have one here in Dunedin, or around Dunedin.
The Sinclairs had a simple mantra when it came to the race.
Our philosophy on the race was for everybody to finish, to help everybody to finish. It doesn't matter where you come, whether you're first or last. Sometimes that person that come last is more important than the person that came first, because they've been out there doing it longer.
The Sinclairs are handing the race over to the Naseby community, with the Naseby Development Charitable Trust to run the event. The couple will still be helping from behind the scenes, with Jamie hoping to return to run this year's 100-mile race in August. In Alexandra, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The South Island is feeling the immediate effects of the red traffic light setting as numerous events are cancelled. Christchurch police have launched a homicide investigation after a woman was found dead over the weekend. And the Dunedin Octagon was filled with classic cars at the weekend with the Dunedin to Brighton veteran vehicle run. And now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, we welcome Associate Editor Joe Simpson. Kia ora, Joe.
Hi, it's all about COVID. The major events continue to topple, including wardbirds, and hospitals get prepared. Toilet paper, bread and cat food have been wiped out at some Dunedin supermarkets, despite retailers encouraging consumers to avoid panic buying. Any COVID-like symptoms have the potential to be the Omicron variant, but a sore throat is one to look out for. It was a scene straight out of Angry Birds mobile phone game as a swallow dive-bombed a photographer.
Oh dear.
Thanks.
Thanks, Joe. And time now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, a brief period of westerly airflow arrives tomorrow ahead of a weak cold front due early on Wednesday, and even colder southwesterly airflow follows, eventually dying out Thursday. Heading to the centres now, the same wet weather covers the whole north of the island, 19 in rain for both Westport and Greymouth. In the northeast, rain here 2 and 19 degrees for Nelson, 22 for Blenheim. Down the Canterbury coast, those showers reach Kaikoura on 20 degrees and just overcast in Christchurch and Ashburton on 20 and 21. To the southern towns, cloud and moderate southwest winds blow right across the region on 19 or 20 degrees. Across in central, Tiano has showers accompanying moderate westerlies along with 18 degrees. Fairly fine in the other three towns, light winds, high cloud on 24 to 26. A nice day further north as well, light winds and some cloud, 22 or 23 degrees on the coast, 25 inland. In Dunedin tonight, cloudy with breezy northeasterlies and an overnight low of 13 degrees. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, but that cloud breaking at times with a few sunny periods possible. Early light southwesterlies change to northeasterlies in the afternoon. A high of 19 and a low of 15. And it's sunny early Wednesday with moderate mild northerlies. Showers enter during the afternoon with colder southwesterlies becoming fresh to strong. a high of 23 and a low of 12. And in Invercargill tonight, some cloud with an overnight low of 13, mostly cloudy tomorrow with late day showers strengthening and westerly winds turning colder southwesterlies at night, a high of 18 and a low of 11. The showers should clear during the day on Wednesday with the fresh, cool southwesterlies easing, even a few sunny periods later on, a high of 15 and a low of 7 degrees. And that's the news this Monday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz, and you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira kia pai te pō, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.